As you can see by the title, I'm not here to play today. And the first statement I'm about to make, and a lot of y'all ain't gonna like it, especially if you man them are doing it. Especially if you man them are doing it. If you have a link or you are talking to somebody and they have kids and they go and see their kids and they're sharing a bed with their baby mum, focus on yourself, sis. Same for you, man them. If you're dealing with a gal and she have baby father and she's sleeping in the same bed as her baby father, focus on yourself, bro. Focus on yourself. And I'm saying this because, as it says in the title, there's a power in the peace. There's power in the peace. And I don't mean peace of mind. I mean Pandora's box. I mean the key to Pandora's box also, because it goes both ways. And the reason why I wanted to do this video is because I did try and film a story time the other day, but it felt like I was just going to be uploading that for content purposes. And that's not what my channel's about. My channel isn't, oh, let's have a schedule, let's write a plan, let's do this, let's do that. No, my channel is about when Maya has something in her head, she's talking about it. Experiences that I have been through over the past 2 years, and maybe even further than that, depends how far I want to go with it. I have to share with you. I have to share because it could be helping somebody else. What I have been through could be something that someone is going through today, and there may be a message that they need to hear. So the message that I shared in the beginning may be something that someone needs to hear or your brethren needs to hear. I'm not all about subscribers. I'm not all about views. I'm about the information I give out. I'm all about the truth. That's just me, honey. That is just me, and it will always remain that way. So the story time that I was going to film the other day, I'm going to put it in a long story short. My baby father was dating, but me and him were still mashing. I didn't know he was dating until my gut instinct started to come out. And I don't even mean my gut instinct. I mean my neck back was tingling. That's what I mean. That's the instinct that I had, that something weren't right. That we were still dealing, but someone else was getting his attention also. I didn't like that feeling. Not because it made me not trust him, because we weren't together anyway. Where does trust come into it if you're not even dealing with each other? You got to expect something to happen if you're not together, correct? If it's just a linking thing, regardless if you got kids together or not, you got to expect that they're going to be out doing their own thing, right? It'll be quite silly to not think that they're going to be doing that if they're not together. Come on, it's 2020. I didn't necessarily get annoyed that he was doing it. I got more annoyed at the fact that he was lying to the other girl. Now, I'm all for girl power, yeah? Girl power all the way. And because he'd already done it to me, I thought the last thing I would ever want him to do is put someone else through what he's put me through. You've already cheated on me. You told me you was going to bed, but really was at your ex's yard. You've just told this girl you're going to bed, but you're ready to get buck wild and knock some ankles with me. Nah, no. That night I tried to go straight to bed, but the next thing you know, we're arguing until 4 o'clock in the morning because he's telling me he's going to lock it off. And I told him, keep it going. One, it's a burden off my back. She can have you. If it was worth keeping, I'd still have you, honey. Let her have you. Let her go. Let her see you. Let her see you. Let her see you. Because I'm done seeing you. You're blocking my views to other things, to greater things. Let her have you for a change. I got things I need to do. I got other things I need to do. Right? And even then I couldn't even get out of it. Even then I couldn't get out of it because then he decided to lock it off. And then me and him started thinking, well, what are we going to do then? Because then that just shows. Neither of us are ready to move on. We're still dealing with each other. You're trying to move on just to distract yourself from me. You're trying to look for a meet in somebody else. I can tell you, I am rare. I'm hard to find. It ain't going to happen. I will be your friend. But you ain't going to have access to me like that to where I'm feeding you spiritually, or I'm feeding you socially, or I'm feeding you psychologically. Hence why I've made this channel. Everyone gets a bit of me. Everyone gets a little piece of me. Everyone gets a piece of the chat. But no one's getting a piece of the piece though. That I'm keeping to myself. And the reason why I can also share this with you as well is because I've been through it. I know where this ends. I know where this happens. And this is why I say there's a power in the piece. Because as a baby mum, I had power. I didn't use my power to my own advantage. Maybe I would have said, you're seeing someone, but we had kids together. I know what you're working with. I know what you're working with. So I can have it whenever I want it because we've got babies together. I know you. I know what you like. You know what I like. So we can keep doing this regardless. She's got to get to know you. She's got to be granted access to all of that. But I've already still got it. So I may as well keep doing it. I knew that was the power I had, but I didn't use it. He'd already done the same thing to me anyway. So I didn't use that same power. He knew he had power, but he used it. I didn't use mine. And that's why I say it can go both ways. It can go both ways, where a man can be going to his baby mum's house because maybe he's talking to someone that hasn't gave up the coochie yet. So he's going to go to his baby mum's yard. It's like, yo, you've been giving it to me for how long anyway? And you're my baby mum. You're not a random thing. So if there's an exception, there's no exception. Cheating's cheating. Disrespect is disrespect. You feel? Disrespect is disrespect. I personally couldn't put myself through it because I know what happens. I know what happens behind closed doors to know not to put myself through that. My mind is too fragile, and I don't mean because it's broken, but I mean because it's so put together. My mind is too fragile to be dealing with someone who ain't got their shit together. My mind is too fragile to be dealing with someone who is so quick to be a leech, who will take. But all he can give back is what he's already taken from me. There's nothing original, there's nothing vintage, there's nothing brand new that he can give me. All that he can give me is what was already mine. I feel like after I came out of that situation, my brain opened up because there was no one else there to keep me at ground zero. Or am I going too fast for you? Because someone was keeping me at ground zero for too long, and because someone tried to keep me in a position where I didn't know much, I couldn't feel much, I couldn't say much, my options were limited. But then as soon as I came out of that, I had the freedom of speech again. I was going to be heard again. I was going to be seen again. When I realised that, the power of the peace turned into the power of the mind, because I know, and I know now, that not every man requires the peace to be able to feel validated or feel like they've got access to you. When you can sit there and have an intellectual conversation with a man, he knows that he's got you at a level where it's like, I can talk to this girl. If I'm having a problem, I can talk to this girl. If I'm in an issue, I can talk to this girl. And in a relationship, do you know how important that is? That even when they're at their lowest points, they can still come to you because they know they're not going to get judged. Instead of having to go out there and find comfort in Nash. Do you know how important that is? The way my mind works, I do not show it to a lot of people. I don't give it to a lot of people because not a lot of people know what to do with it. And until God above brings someone down to me who does know how to deal with it and can understand it, but then it can also match up with that same energy, because I don't want to accept nothing less and nothing more. Nothing more to where I have to climb up to it, nothing less to where I have to look down at it, but something that is equal right next to me. Someone's rib, as they would say, equals. This power of the peace that us women possess, we need to acknowledge that it's there and flip it around and turn it to this. And the reason why I speak on it is because, like I said, this channel is all about truth. Not just truth in my situation, but truth in myself as well as an individual. My own individual circumstances, my own individual fights, my own trials, my own tribulations, my own lessons that I have learned for myself that may help someone else. Promiscuity. Let's talk about it. Promiscuity. Years and years ago, I went through my promiscuous stage, as we call it in this generation, the hoe phase. Everyone's been through it. If you say you haven't, you're lying, because everyone's been through it, whether you've realised it or not. You realise it when you realise the power that you really had. And the power isn't actually in how many people you give it to, it's how many people actually have access to it without you even having to say yes. There's that bit too. Let me get into that a bit more. So when you're talking dirty to that geezer, when you're talking all that nastiness, and he's setting that bar high, talking about you can do this and fling it this way and grip it that way, he's already got access to you without you even having to lay it on him. But why would you want that? Why would you then want him to run to his brethren to be like, yo, this girl's nasty, she filthy with it, she talking about this, she talking about that. Why would you want that? Why would you want that name for yourself? Jezebel? No. No. No Jezebel spirit around here. We find it very hard to say we've made the wrong decision because we always seem to think we're right. Honestly, we're not. It's point blank, we're not. We can make it look right, sound right, feel right because of the logic and the knowledge that we possess that men don't, unfortunately. The intuition that we have that some men don't. The knowledge we have that some men don't. It was Eve that ate the fruit, remember? And she friggin', oh, Adam, come on, honey. You know, we have that power. We've had the power for generations, but it's just how you use it and what energy you actually transmit from it and what you can turn it into. But it's a shame that even now, it's how many men get it and how many men say that the thing is good for you to use that as validation. Validation on your own self, validation on your person, depends on how many people enjoy the nook. What about how many people can actually wake up in the morning and think, oh, that conversation was great last night? Or how many people can go to sleep feeling at peace because of the conversation that they've had with you? But I'm trailing off a little bit. Let me get back onto the topic. Baby mothers and baby fathers, the power that you have. If you know that you are dealing with somebody who is talking to somebody, and fair enough, let me put it out there, sometimes we don't know. Sometimes we don't know that it's happening. Sometimes it's literally happening right under our roofs and we don't even know. It's happening under our noses and we don't even know. But if you do know, don't try and use your power to try and make it right for you. Use your own initiative to find what's right for you. You have to. You are your own individual person at the end of the day, and only you know what you like. I think, what's that picture I saw the other day? I saw something the other day and I could relate to it so much. If you keep a shark in a fish tank, it will only grow to 8 inches, but if you put it in the ocean, it will grow to 8 feet. How we accustom ourselves to our environment. If we keep ourselves in a very shallow environment, in a very shallow atmosphere, we're going to just be shallow. We're not going to be able to explore the depth of ourselves. We're not going to be able to do that if we keep ourselves in a situation that is just no room for no more growth. I came off topic a little bit because of the statements that I made in the beginning. And it linked together, but I want to get to that part, right? Me and my best friend, my bestest friend in the whole world, 10 years of friendship on the 9th of July, my OG, yeah, my whole, like, she's everything. She's been there, thick and thin, rough and smooth, she's just been there. We had a conversation about it the other day, but she was also in a situation where her baby father was dating, moved on, and she was still dealing with her baby father while he was dealing with the girl he was dealing with. And it reminded me, and even we were speaking about it, and I said, like, yo, look at the power you had just because you've got babies with him. She could not even come close to having the power that she had because she was just there. She was just another vessel. She was just another nook. She just had a nash. That was it. But you and your baby father created life. There's half of you and half of him walking on this earth today. So you hold a piece of him that no one else does. Of course, he's going to be down to smash every now and again. Don't get twisted, she's not in that situation anymore because they've done realise that there was no breaking them up. There was no choosing anyone else. They've realised that. Me and my baby father didn't get to that point. Me and him didn't get to that point, and I did not possess that same energy that my best friend did. When I found out he was dating, I completely just shut off. I completely shut off because it wasn't a brand new situation for me because I'd already been on the other side. I'd already been that other female questioning her worth to this man. I'd already been there. So I knew not to do it. I knew not to do it. But that's what I mean. That's what I'm talking about. You have that power, but you really do have to manifest it in a different way, man. You have to manifest it in a deeper way, in a different way. You have to. This is just so important. The mind is so important and we neglect it so often. We can see something and completely just turn it around and make it so where it fits us without actually viewing the message, the real message that was behind it, because we're too used to making things easy. You could be watching this video now and you could be turning the words I'm saying around to make it suit you, to make it tailor you, but the truth is the truth. It is what it is. You can turn it around and make it into whatever way you want. You can turn around and say, I don't care, my baby father's mine and no other gal is gonna get him and so why aren't you together? Why aren't you in a relationship? Why are you still the same person that you was a year ago? Why haven't you changed? Because you're holding onto something that can no longer cater to your size. It can no longer assist you in your growth. Let go. He is trying to let go, or she is trying to let go. But because of what that person can do for you, and because you seem to think you own them and have a right to them just because you made life together, is really keeping you at ground zero. If you spent a week without that person, I guarantee you your whole life will change. When me and my baby father first split up, wow, the amount of things that changed for me. I was doing my driving lessons. I got closer to God. I was reading more, doing all that. As soon as me and him got back on terms, all of that went out the window. My money started disappearing again. I was saving up peas, honey, peas, saving up money. As soon as me and him got back on terms, the money gone. It just shows that some people will stay in your life because you're convenient for them. Some people will keep you in their life because you're convenient to them for reasons outside of your control, for reasons that only they may know. I was convenient to him because I was cooking for him, I was feeding him, I was talking to him when he needed talking to, I was giving him the nash whenever he wanted it. But what was I getting out of it? I wasn't getting anything out of it. Absolutely nothing, if I'm honest with you. So that's why out of this situation now, I'm able to do this. I'm able to talk to you. I'm able to give you the version of me that he dreamed of receiving. The honest me, the real me, the deep me. But I couldn't give it to someone who was so shallow. If I've helped one person, then I've done what I'm supposed to do. I've done my job. All it takes is one person. That's it. But this is a random, spontaneous video and something that I feel like I needed to get off my chest because I've seen it happen. I've been through it. And honestly, I ain't doing that again. So I hope you've understood and I hope you've taken something away from it. As a woman, understand the power that you hold there, but understand that you can change that around and turn that bottom energy into top energy. You gotta do it, man. Save yourself, honey. But yeah, I'm sorry I didn't even do my introduction in the video, but as you can see, I'm here. But I hope you enjoyed it. Honestly, I really do hope you enjoyed it. Share it around. I'm trying my best to be consistent, but like I say, I don't have a schedule for these things. I just can't. I don't like to plan. You could ask anybody and I swear to you, I do not like to plan. I hate planning. I'm very spontaneous. Like, subscribe, share it around. Have a good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. God bless, and I will see you in the next video.